we have some breaking news. First of all, Italy, just want to share this with you. I want to thank Nick of New York for this report. There are 600 people have been evacuated due to some very severe flooding going on in Italy. Swollen canals and rivers and streams. 600 people have had to be evacuated due to flooding in Italy, so pray for them. Now, there's some information breaking out of Iran. I want to thank Reverend Gary for this report. If Iran today, if you remember, there was the deal that was signed. 6 superpower nations signed a deal with Iran. The United States, Russia, China, the United Kingdom, France, and Germany all signed a pact, signed a deal with Iran that effective today, January 20th, 2014, they were to stop enriching uranium. And if by doing so, there'd be they were to stop, take a 6-month break from it, and if they'll do that, there would be $8 billion of sanctions that are against them would be freed up. Now, if they don't stop, we have a report that says if Iran breaks its deal with the United States and the other nations, the country would be able to, within 2 to 3 weeks, they were only that far away from producing enough highly enriched uranium that they could assemble a nuclear weapon. That's according to the former deputy director of the IAEA, or the International Atomic Energy Agency. Harion directed the Safeguard Division of the United Nations body charged with enforcing the agreement or treaty. He has asked today on Aaron Klein's WABC radio show about the time frame in response to statements from Iran's top nuclear negotiators, who boasted last week that Tehran can nix its deal with the West and resume enriched uranium to the 20% levels within a day if so desired. In other words, they're right there. They're very, very close. The response that Iran wanted it would currently take the country 2 to 3 weeks to have enough uranium that they could make a high enriched one single nuclear weapon. So they're that close. Now, you do know that Benjamin Netanyahu has been screaming that this deal with the 6 superpowers is really not worth the paper it's written on. There's no safeguards. There's no inspections that of any significance to guarantee that Iran is not enriching or uranium or not already assembling nuclear weapons. I'm telling you, we're on the brink of Psalms 83, because the Bible tells us in Zechariah 2, you better not touch or dare not touch the apple of God's eye, which is Israel. And it goes on to tell you that God said in Zechariah 12 that he would make the city of Jerusalem become a cup of trembling, a burdensome stone to all people that burden themselves with it. But he goes on to say that if you come against them, you'll be broken into pieces. And then in Zechariah 12:9 it says, for the Lord seeketh to destroy all nations that come against Israel. So when you understand that this situation that's developing, Israel could very well launch a preemptive strike on Iran and do it unilateral attack. Now, in Psalms 83, it talks about this conspiracy, if you will, or confederacy of nations that would come against Israel and say, come, let us wipe them out, basically, take them away from being a nation, that the nation of Israel be no more remembered. Now, at the time that David prophesied that in Psalms 83, Israel wasn't a nation. Israel didn't become a nation in 1948, but they are now. And so what we're having here is a threat. On one hand, you have a threat coming from Iran, and on the other hand, you have John Kerry pushing for a peace agreement with the Palestinians. And pushing is not the word for it. Outright leveraging Israel by saying to them, if you don't do this deal, we're just going to back out, and you know what, Iran can do what they want. We're going to get out of here. If you don't make this happen. So that's the leverage over Israel. If you don't sign a 2-state solution with the Palestinians, we'll just back out of the way. We can control Iran. We got the ability to shut Iran's possibilities of nuclear weapons down. But if you don't do what we ask, we're just going to get out of the way and good luck. Well, the other leverage that the American Obama administration, through John Kerry, is using is the threat to the Palestinians. If you don't do this deal, we're going to walk away. You're never going to get a two states, and you're not going to get another dime. Not only are you not going to get the billions of dollars that the world wants to give you to create a new government, but we're not even going to give you any more aid. So those are the two areas that sting both nations. Israel wants peace and safety, and the Palestinians want to have their own nation and a lot of cash. And so you can understand why this is such a very difficult situation. But the Bible does say in Daniel 9:27 that he would make a covenant with many. And so we are really, really, really living in some very precarious times in these last days. I want you to pray for the peace of Jerusalem. I want you to give your life to Jesus Christ yourself. Repent, be born again. I want you to get your families to start understanding the time of the apocalyptic time we're in, because we're truly in the last days. I'll see you guys today. Don't miss my show. It's going to be powerful from 12 noon to 3 p.m. Eastern. That's 12 noon to 3 p.m. Eastern at www.paulbegleyprophecy.com, www.paulbegleyprophecy.com. God bless.